Have you ever looked at someone in their 80s and seen not frailty, but a quiet, unshakable strength? In a world that often speaks of aging in terms of loss and decline, we are conditioned to expect a slow fading of the light. We picture shuffled steps, forgotten names, and days spent in quiet solitude. But what if this narrative, this pervasive cultural script, is fundamentally incomplete? What if the true measure of a life well lived, especially after 8 decades, isn't found in what has been lost, but in what beautifully remains? The truth is, well beyond the age of 80, the human body and spirit are constantly sending out powerful, subtle signals of resilience, capability, and enduring vitality. These are not grand, dramatic gestures, but the quiet, everyday triumphs that speak volumes. Imagine two neighbors living on the same tree-lined street in a quiet corner of America. One is Arthur, 81, a retired accountant who spends his days watching the world from his window, his movements cautious, his world shrinking with each passing year. The other is Eleanor, 82, a former school teacher who still tends to her rose bushes, walks to the local library, and hosts a weekly bridge game where the laughter can be heard from the sidewalk. What separates them? It isn't just luck or genetics. It is the presence of a few core abilities, small yet profound signs that their health, their spirit, and their engagement with life are not just intact, but thriving. In this deep exploration, we are going to move beyond the cliches of aging and uncover 4 foundational abilities that, if you still possess them, are undeniable proof that you are not just surviving, but truly winning at life. These are not myths or wishful thinking, they are real, observable indicators that researchers, geriatric specialists, and elders themselves recognize as the cornerstones of a dignified and vibrant later life. We will delve into the science, the stories, and the strategies behind each one. Stay with us until the very end, because the final ability we will discuss is the one most frequently underestimated, yet it may be the most powerful predictor of a joyful and meaningful existence. By the time we conclude, you will have a new lens through which to view your own journey, and more importantly, a clear understanding of what you can do, starting today, to protect and nurture these precious markers of a life still being lived to its fullest. Before we dive in, I'd love to know, do you have someone in your life, a parent, a grandparent, a friend, who embodies this idea of aging with strength and grace? Share a little about what you admire in them in the comments below. Your stories set the stage for everything we're about to discuss. Now, let's begin. The first, and perhaps most visually telling sign that you are still winning at life after 80 is the ability to move through the world with steady, confident balance. This seemingly simple act is, in reality, a complex symphony conducted by your body and mind. It is a profound statement about the health of your muscles, the acuity of your nervous system, and the remarkable processing power of your brain. It is the unspoken language of independence. Let's return to our two neighbors, but this time let's look closer. Consider Leonard, an 81-year-old retired mailman from Ohio. Each morning, he walks to the neighborhood park. His posture is upright, his gait is smooth. When he reaches a curb, he steps up onto it without hesitation, his body making the micro adjustments necessary without a conscious thought. When his grandchildren visit and ask him to join them for a walk to the ice cream shop, he smiles, easily keeps pace, and feels the simple joy of movement. His balance is a testament to a body that is still working in beautiful harmony. Now think of Paul, also 81, a former software engineer who once prided himself on his active lifestyle. In recent years, a subtle fear has crept in. He now feels a disconcerting unsteadiness when he rises from his favorite armchair. His steps have become smaller, more of a cautious shuffle across the floor. He often finds his hand instinctively reaching for a wall or a piece of furniture, a silent plea for support to keep from falling. Leonard's steady balance is a quiet declaration of his continued freedom, while Paul's growing instability is an early warning, a signal of declining muscle mass, a slowing of nerve communication, and a loss of physical confidence that can become a self-fulfilling prophecy. The ability to maintain your balance is so much more than just having strong legs. It is a direct reflection of good proprioception, your body's innate sense of its position in space. It signals robust circulation, delivering oxygen to your brain and muscles, and lightning-fast reflexes that can correct a potential stumble before it becomes a fall. It is a clear indicator that your brain is capable of seamlessly processing a torrent of sensory information and executing a smooth, coordinated motor response. Landmark studies in gerontology have repeatedly shown a powerful correlation. Individuals in their 80s who can stand on one leg for at least 10 seconds or maintain a brisk walking pace are significantly less likely to suffer from debilitating falls, serious injuries, or the sudden, devastating loss of independence that often follows. Take a moment for a personal inventory. Can you still rise from a dining chair without needing to push off forcefully with your hands? Can you walk across a room, turn, and walk back without a feeling of wobbliness or a need to watch your feet? This isn't about judging yourself, but about listening to what your body is telling you. If this conversation about physical stability is resonating with you, and you believe that balance is the key to freedom, take a moment to type "Balance is freedom" in the comments below. It's a powerful affirmation for yourself and for everyone else in this community. The most encouraging part of this story is that balance is not a fixed trait that simply vanishes with time. It is a skill, and like any skill, it can be practiced, improved, and reclaimed. You do not need a fancy gym or complicated equipment. Simple, consistent daily practices can work wonders. Try walking heel to toe along a line in your floor, as if on a tightrope for a few feet each day. While waiting for your coffee to brew, stand on one foot for a few seconds, holding on to a countertop for support, and then switch. Consider exploring gentle, flowing practices like Tai Chi, which has been extensively studied and proven to dramatically improve balance and reduce fall risk in older adults by teaching slow, deliberate weight shifts and enhancing body awareness. These small habits are not just exercises. They are deposits into your bank account of freedom. They protect not only your physical body, but also your autonomy, your confidence, and your ability to navigate the world on your own terms. If, at 80, you can still rise with ease, walk with purpose, and maintain your footing with quiet confidence, you are already carrying one of the clearest and most vital marks of a life being lived exceptionally well. Your body is telling you, every single day, that it still has the strength to carry you forward. While the body's steadiness offers a visible testament to vitality, an equally powerful and perhaps even more significant sign of winning at life resonates from within. It is the ability to remember, to focus, to learn, and to stay mentally engaged with the beautiful complexity of the world. This is not about acing a memory test or recalling obscure historical facts. It is about the fundamental capacity to keep your mind sharp enough to follow a rich conversation, to lose yourself in a good book, to manage your own affairs, and to make decisions with clarity and confidence. It is the inner fire of a curious and active mind. Let's picture two more individuals, Helen and Margaret, both 82 and living in the vibrant city of Seattle. Helen, a retired librarian, still has an insatiable love for her crossword puzzles. She starts each morning with a cup of tea and the daily paper, keeping up with current events not as a chore, but out of genuine interest. When she speaks with her sister on the phone, she can recall the fine details of their previous conversation, asking follow-up questions that show she was truly listening. Her mind feels alive, elastic, and she finds immense joy in learning new things, whether it's how to use a new app on her tablet to video call her grandkids or a new recipe she found online. Margaret, on the other hand, a former homemaker, has begun to feel a persistent fog settling over her thoughts. The small lapses, once occasional, are becoming more frequent. She misplaces her reading glasses multiple times a day, finds herself repeating the same question to her daughter within a single conversation, and often walks into a room only to forget why she went there in the first place. While Helen's active memory and engagement are clear signs of her cognitive resilience and mental vitality, Margaret's quiet struggles are signals that the intricate connections within her brain may be slowing down, creating a frustrating barrier between her and the world she once navigated with ease. If you found a particular activity or hobby that you feel keeps your mind sharp and engaged, please share it in the comments. Your suggestions could be incredibly helpful for others in our community who are looking for new ways to challenge themselves. Your support in building this shared pool of knowledge is invaluable. Your ability to remain mentally engaged is a direct reflection of the health of your brain cells, the strength of your neural pathways, and the quality of blood flow that nourishes your cognitive functions. Neuroscientists have shown us, through incredible advancements in brain imaging, that the use it or lose it principle is profoundly true for the mind. Seniors who consistently challenge their brains through conversation, games, reading, or learning new skills not only have a demonstrably lower risk of cognitive decline and dementia, but also report a much greater sense of purpose, satisfaction, and control over their lives. An active mind is not just a healthy mind, it is a happy one. Ask yourself these questions honestly. Do you still find pleasure in reading a book or an article and remembering the core ideas the next day? Can you follow along in a lively family dinner conversation, contributing your own thoughts without feeling lost or overwhelmed? Do you remember the small but important details that nurture relationships? A friend's upcoming doctor's appointment, a grandchild's favorite flavor of ice cream? These are the real-world markers of a mind that is still firing on all cylinders. The wonderful news is that thanks to the concept of neuroplasticity, our brains retain a remarkable ability to adapt, grow, and form new connections throughout our entire lives. Mental sharpness can be preserved and even strengthened. It is about choosing stimulation over passivity. This could mean learning a few words of a new language each day using an app, playing strategic games like bridge or chess that require forward thinking, or even just making a commitment to have one meaningful, in-depth conversation with someone every day. Small daily practices, such as taking a different route on your daily walk to challenge your brain's mapping skills, or ending each day by recalling 3 specific things you are grateful for, can stimulate memory and foster a positive mental state. If at 80 you can still think with focus, remember with clarity, and engage with the world with a spirit of curiosity, you are holding on to one of life's most precious treasures. It is irrefutable proof that your spirit and your brain are still working in concert, keeping you vibrant, present, and fully a part of the world around you. If you agree that a curious mind is a youthful mind, no matter the calendar age, let us know by commenting with the number 2 below. Just as an active body and an engaged mind require fuel and stimulation, they both depend on a profound period of restoration to function optimally. This brings us to our third and often most neglected sign of winning at life after 80, the ability to experience a truly restful night's sleep and wake with a sense of restored energy. In our productivity-obsessed culture, sleep is often seen as a luxury or a passive state of inactivity. But for the aging body, it is one of the most active and essential biological processes. A night of good sleep is when your body diligently repairs cellular damage, balances crucial hormones, and, most importantly, clears metabolic waste from the brain. Without this vital nightly maintenance, even the strongest and sharpest individual will quickly begin to lose their resilience. Consider two men, Raymond and Arthur, both 80 years old and living in the peaceful Green Mountains of Vermont. Raymond, a retired high school history teacher, has cultivated a steadfast evening routine. He turns off the television by 9 p.m., reads a chapter of a book, and is typically asleep by 10. He sleeps for a solid 7 hours most nights and wakes with enough genuine energy to prepare a hearty breakfast and enjoy a crisp morning walk. His days feel steady, his mood is generally positive, and he has the stamina to engage with his hobbies and his community. Arthur, a former night shift factory worker, has struggled with his sleep for decades. His internal clock has never quite reset. He often finds himself tossing and turning, his mind racing, and he wakes up 3 or 4 times each night. When his alarm goes off in the morning, he rises already feeling weary, a sense of depletion hanging over him. His thoughts feel cloudy, and simple chores like grocery shopping can feel utterly draining by midday. Raymond's restful nights are a powerful engine that recharges his body and mind, keeping him alert, strong, and emotionally balanced. In contrast, Arthur's broken, non-restorative sleep is quietly and insidiously eroding his health from the inside out. Your ability to sleep well is not a minor detail. It is directly and inextricably linked to nearly every aspect of your well-being. It impacts your immune system's ability to fight off infection, your brain's capacity to consolidate memories and learn new information, and even the health of your heart and circulatory system. Researchers have meticulously documented that seniors who maintain regular quality sleep patterns face a lower risk of cognitive decline, heart disease, and a weakened immune response. As we now understand, during deep sleep, the brain's glymphatic system, its dedicated waste clearance network, is up to 10 times more active, flushing out toxins like beta amyloid, a protein linked to Alzheimer's disease. Take a moment to reflect on your own patterns. Do you wake up feeling refreshed on most mornings, or do you feel as though the night provided little to no real rest? Do you find yourself dozing off in a chair during the day, not out of boredom, but out of sheer exhaustion because your sleep at night was shallow or fragmented? Your answers are important clues to your overall health. If this discussion has shed some light on the critical importance of sleep for you, please consider taking a moment to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell. We dive deep into essential topics like this every week, and we would love for you to be part of our growing community. The encouraging truth is that sleep quality can almost always be improved, often through simple, conscious changes to one's habits and environment. This practice, often called sleep hygiene, can be transformative. It starts with consistency, going to bed and waking up at roughly the same time every day, even on weekends, to regulate your body's internal clock. It involves creating a sleep sanctuary, a bedroom that is cool, completely dark, and quiet. It means avoiding heavy meals, caffeine, and alcohol in the hours before bed. Perhaps most critically in our modern age, it means powering down all screens, televisions, tablets, and phones at least an hour before bedtime, as the blue light they emit can suppress the production of melatonin, the hormone that signals your body it's time to sleep. Instead, create a gentle wind-down routine, such as reading a physical book, listening to calming music, or doing some light stretching to prepare your body and mind for deep restorative rest. If at 80 you can still lay your head down at night, sleep soundly, and rise with enough energy to greet the day with optimism, you are holding on to one of the most precious and hard-won victories of aging. It is undeniable proof that your body and mind are still working in harmony, diligently restoring and protecting you night after night. This brings us to our final ability, the one that weaves all the others together and infuses life with color, meaning, and joy. It is arguably the most profoundly human and most often overlooked pillar of a thriving life after 80. The ability to laugh freely, share stories, and maintain meaningful social connections. This is not a soft, sentimental nice-to-have. A robust social life is a biological necessity, as critical to your well-being as a healthy diet or regular exercise. Social connection does not just lift your spirits, it has a direct, measurable, and powerful impact on your physical health, protecting your heart, lowering your stress hormones, and even sharpening your mind. Let's visit our final pair of illustrative friends, Evelyn and Clara, both 83, living in the warm, historic city of Charleston. Evelyn, a retired nurse, still meets with her Bridge Club ladies, as she calls them, every Thursday afternoon. The card game is almost secondary to the real purpose of their gathering, to catch up, to share stories, to offer support, and, most importantly, to laugh. The sound of their shared laughter fills the room. Evelyn also makes it a point to call her grandchildren regularly, not just on birthdays, but to hear about their lives. Her days are woven with threads of warmth, humor, and connection that keep her energized and optimistic. Clara, whose husband passed away a few years ago, spends most of her time alone in the quiet of her home. Her children live out of state, and she rarely reaches out, not wanting to be a bother. She eats most of her meals in silence, watching television for company. Over time, she has come to feel the weight of loneliness pressing down on her, a heavy, invisible blanket that smothers her motivation and her spirit. Evelyn's laughter and camaraderie are actively keeping her brain stimulated and her body healthier, releasing feel-good endorphins and lowering her blood pressure. In stark contrast, Clara's profound isolation is quietly chipping away at her vitality, increasing her risk for a host of health problems. Researchers have long observed a powerful truth. Seniors with strong social ties consistently live longer, recover more quickly from illness, and show significantly lower rates of depression and cognitive decline. The landmark Harvard study of adult development, which has tracked individuals for over 80 years, concluded that the single most important predictor of a long and happy life was not wealth, fame, or cholesterol levels, but the quality of one's relationships. Sharing a genuine, belly-aching laugh is more than just entertainment. It is a physiological event. It signals that your brain and your emotions are still flexible, resilient, and open to joy. Now, ask yourself, do you still look forward to conversations with friends or family? Do you find yourself smiling and laughing often, or have those moments become rare and distant memories? The beauty of social connection is that it can always be rebuilt and rekindled. It may require a small dose of courage, but the rewards are immeasurable. Even small, deliberate efforts can reignite the joy of companionship. It could be joining a local senior center, a book club, or a walking group. It could mean volunteering for a cause you care about, connecting you with like-minded people. It could be as simple as making a pact to call one old friend each week, or using technology like FaceTime or Zoom to bridge the physical distance with loved ones. Laughter is not a luxury. It is potent medicine for both the body and the soul. If at 80 years old you can still laugh until your sides hurt, engage in heartfelt conversations, and feel the warmth of genuine connection, you are not only living longer, you are living better. This ability may be the clearest and most beautiful proof that your life still holds immense richness, profound meaning, and unwavering hope. If this final point about the power of connection and laughter resonates deeply with you, let me know by commenting with the number 4 below. And before we conclude, I'd love to hear your story. How has social connection impacted your journey or the life of someone you love? Your experiences are what make this community so rich and special. Now that we have explored these 4 fundamental abilities, the steady balance that grants freedom, the sharp mind that fuels curiosity, the deep sleep that restores the body, and the joyful connection that nourishes the soul, I invite you to pause and reflect. Where do you or your loved ones stand today? Can you still move with confidence, think with clarity, rest with peace, and laugh with abandon? If so, celebrate this. These are not minor details. They are the powerful, undeniable signs that your body, your mind, and your spirit remain strong and resilient. You are already winning at life. And perhaps the most hopeful message of all is this: even if you feel yourself slipping in one of these areas, there is always room for improvement. These are not fixed states, but dynamic skills. Balance can be retrained, memory can be sharpened, sleep can be restored, and friendships can be rekindled. The 4 pillars are not separate, they are deeply interconnected. A good night's sleep sharpens the mind for a lively conversation. A steady sense of balance gives you the confidence to leave the house and meet a friend. A joyful social life gives you a reason to stay sharp and mobile. The truth is that aging is not a passive process of inevitable loss. It is an active process of cultivation, of protecting what still works and nurturing it with care and intention. Every walk you take, every puzzle you solve, every peaceful night's sleep, and every shared laugh is a victory. It is a conscious choice to add to your resilience, to invest in your own well-being. At 80 and beyond, your years are precious, but they are far from finished. By focusing on these 4 core abilities, you are not just counting time, you are creating quality, infusing each day with dignity, purpose, and joy. So celebrate what you can still do. Use it as irrefutable proof that your life continues to hold immense value. And where you find areas that need attention, take one small, gentle step today to strengthen them. The future you are shaping, even now, is still very much in your hands. Thank you for joining us on this journey today. We would be so grateful to hear from you. Please leave a comment below and share the single most important insight you learned today and how you might plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts and experiences are the lifeblood of this community, so please don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us immense motivation. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please show your support by giving it a like, subscribing to our channel, and sharing it with someone who might benefit. Your support allows us to continue creating meaningful content designed to inform and inspire. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.